Alabama's WVUA News at 6 with your award-winning news team, Lynn Brooks, Philip Coleman, weather with Richard Scott, and sports with Gary Harris.
Tonight on WVUA News at 6, we remember the deadly December 16, 2000 tornado.
Hear from survivors who say their lives were changed forever. Plus, find out if there are plans for a permanent memorial to remember those who were lost that day.
Also, Phil Campbell schools receive thousands of dollars to help with storm recovery. But first, WVUA looks back at the devastation that ripped through Tuscaloosa 11 years ago today. Saturday, December 16, 2000 is a day few Tuscaloosa residents will ever forget.
A deadly F4 tornado carved its way across Tuscaloosa County, leaving its mark on the Taylorville and Hillcrest areas. 18 miles of damage tell the story.
144 people injured, 251 homes destroyed, 179 mobile homes struck, and 11 people gone.
WVUA's Lindsay Price spoke with two survivors who say their lives were changed forever.
It was just very surreal. I just remember how it felt that day, how it just felt like a day in the spring. It was just very, very hot and things were still and it just didn't feel quite right.
The tornado that come through here was devastating. It really was.
Glennis Rhodes and Wendell Boykin saw firsthand the devastation left behind from the F4 tornado December 16, 2000. Rhodes says even though buildings have been rebuilt, the emotional wounds took longer to heal.
I think it was 11 lives lost. Of course, even one is too many, but just the emotional sense took a long time, more so than the rebuilding of the houses.
Rhodes says that this is one of the things that was sucked out of their house 11 years ago, and they put it out every Christmas to remember what happened that day.
And we found it down the street, and I've kept it all these years, and they didn't remember that, but it had lost an eye. And so we found things, all through the neighborhood and down the street.
Rose and Boykin say they want the April 27th tornado survivors to keep their spirits high.
God answers prayers. Reflect on what's happened and think about the future and give it time.
We were spared this one in April, but we know what it feels like. Just keep on, keeping on.
They say it's the strength of the community that will help Tuscaloosa recover like they did last time. In Tuscaloosa County, Lindsay Price, WVUA News.
And both Rhodes and Boykin had damage to their homes on December 16, 2000. Both chose to stay in the same location.
After the April 27th tornado, city leaders have looked at ways to honor the lives of the victims. But some people have wondered if there would be a memorial for the 11 lost on December 16th. According to Tuscaloosa County probate judge Hardy McCullum, there may be. As we have reported, 11 people were killed on that dark day, December 16, 2000. Now, McCullum did not release any details, but says he thinks April 27th might be a time to honor all the victims.
It may be that that would possibly be a time to include all victims of natural disasters that have come about in our community.
And Judge McCullum also says they are considering using past storm debris for artwork at this possible memorial. WVUA will bring you 2 encore presentations of Faces of the Storm this weekend. Faces of the Storm is WVUA's hour-long documentary based on the April 27th Tuscaloosa tornado. You can catch it Saturday at 9 p.m. and then again on Sunday at 2 p.m. You can also buy a DVD copy of Faces of the Storm. All net proceeds benefit the Tuscaloosa Disaster Relief Fund. You can order by calling area code 205-758-7588.
WVUA is covering Franklin County, where Phil Campbell schools won thousands of dollars to help out with storm recovery. You might recall Phil Campbell was devastated by the April 27th tornadoes, but thanks to the Glee Give a Note campaign, Phil Campbell High School will now have $50,000 for their music and arts programs. Also, Phil Campbell Elementary School will get $25,000. They were one of 73 schools across the nation to compete for those grants.
The possibility of a Tuscaloosa post office consolidating with one in Birmingham has many residents upset. As we have reported, the U.S. Postal Service is considering consolidating the Skyland Boulevard Processing Center with an office in Birmingham. Last night, dozens of residents joined with local lawmakers to say they do not want that to happen. Postal officials say the move could possibly slow down delivery time and cut jobs. Citizens in the area say they are upset that the move could prevent them from receiving what they need on time.
All the medicine come through the mail, all the VA medicine come through the mail. Then they got to go way to Birmingham. It's already coming out of Atlanta. Go back to Birmingham, then it come back to Tuscaloosa. Here, you could be dead.
Now, the decision on whether or not to move that facility will not be made until the beginning of next year.
On your Money Watch, last weekend before Christmas means shoppers will flock to the stores, but experts say the holiday season is when people are especially vulnerable to financial crimes. University of Alabama certified financial planner Jan Brakefield says to protect yourself, you should limit the number of credit cards you carry on your shopping trips. Also, remember to store your card in a secure place and always check that billing statement. Make sure your purchases match up with your receipts. And finally, Brakefield says do not loan your card to anybody, including your own family. The spirit of giving is spreading across the U.S. as Secret Angels lend helping hands to families for the holidays. We'll show you how.
And coming up in home team weather, getting cool in a hurry tonight. Temperatures back down to the 50s area-wise and 40s back in Mississippi. How cold's going to get tonight? And how about your weekend forecast? Home team weather is coming up in a bit. Stay with us.
And tomorrow night's basketball game against Kansas State will be a homecoming for Crimson Tide point guard Trevor Relaford. Gary Havers will have the latest on that coming up in Alabama's Home Team Sports.